All right, this is Jeremiah 30:7. It reads, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right, so Jacob is Israel. Um, it says Jacob will be saved out of it. That's the 1/3. It is going to be some of Israel that dies, the 2/3, but um, it says the elect is going to be saved out of it. I mean, you're gonna have some people that's gonna be well off, but it's gonna be some people that have to go through some things, um, like FEMA camps or just things like that. And we know that because it says Jacob's trouble, so that means all of Jacob is gonna be in some kind of trouble. And if we go to 1 Peter 4:18, says, "And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner be?" So it says, "And the righteous scarcely be saved." Scarcely means like you just barely made it. So he might be in a situation where you see a lot of wild stuff happening to you, but maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't just get to you, but it kind of shook you up. So I mean, the elect is still gonna see crazy things going on out here. Like it's gonna be some wild stuff going on out here. And then if we go to Ecclesiasticus 2:5, "For gold is tried in a fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." So acceptable men is the just, the elect, the righteous. Then we go to 2 Ezra 16:73. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So if you take say you want some jewelry, and wherever they take it to, I'm not sure where they take it to, but they gotta take it somewhere, or say like a weapon, because gold is another type of metal. Say a weapon, you take iron, you gotta melt it so that it's like in a liquid state almost, so it's malleable, so you can bend it. Same with these righteous men. The Most High is gonna put them into the fire figuratively. It could be literal, but figuratively, so that it says they're going to be tried. That fire is that trial. So in order for him to save us, you gotta actually be going through some stuff. And it's been proven time and time in the scriptures where people have been saved. And I got a couple examples right here. So this is 1 Maccabees 2 and I'm sorry, verse 53. "Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made the Lord of Egypt." So I read the story of Joseph before, but I'm not too I'm not sure if I'm too keen on it. But I do remember what happened with that host. He it says, all right, so this is 1 Maccabees 2 and 53. "Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandment and was made the Lord of Egypt." So the whole thing with Joseph, he had brothers that I know he was having dreams. So his brothers didn't necessarily like him. So they put him into a fucked up situation where they put him inside this hole, and then they sold him to some Hamites, the Egyptians, and I think eventually he went and he was cast into jail or prison. But that whole situation was bad. And then, but because he kept his faith in the Most High, the Lord turned the situation from like way bad to him being like second in command in Egypt. All right, so then I'm gonna go to 1 Maccabees 2 and 54. "Phineas, our father, and being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood." Verse 55. "Yahushua, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel." 56. "Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land." 57. "David, was being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom." Verse 58. "Elias, for being zealous, and fervent, for the law was taken up into heaven. Verse 59. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. So that's the three holy children, which was a part of the book of Daniel. So uh, I'm not I don't know what led up to that event, but I know that they willingly went into this fire, and as they was in the fire, they wasn't burnt, but they kept faith the whole time, so they was delivered from that situation. Verse 60, Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of the lions. All right, so Daniel, he was staying 10 toes down. Him and his king, they would he basically said, like, yeah, like your idol was fake, and dude was like, yeah, well, hold on. I think first they had a debate over who was eating these things sacrificed to this idol, and the king wanted to know, like, who actually was eating them, and he said it wasn't the idol. So Daniel proved that it wasn't the idol, and then there was another idol. I think it was the dragon or something like that, and he proved that idol was fake as well. So they tossed him in there with some lions, and like I said, he stayed on. He kept his faith, and he kept his faith, and like, I think he was in the den for maybe a couple of days, and the Most High he got an angel to take Esdras to the den and give him some food. And then when the king saw that he was still living, he he was surprised, and then he put him up out of there. And then the people that blamed him, he got them thrown in there. As soon as they got thrown in there, they got ate up. So the Most High saved him from that situation. All right, so then verse 61. This is First Maccabees 2 and verse 61. And thus consider, yea, throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall overcome. I'm gonna read that again. And thus consider. So he's saying, think about this. He's talking to his sons. Yea, throughout all ages. So from generation to generation, like anybody, that none, that means nobody, that put their trust in him, which is the Most High, shall be overcome. So everybody that trust, it's not written in the scriptures where anybody that was in the faith and they trusted in the Most High through everything. It's not in the scriptures where they were overcome by their situation, so they were delivered. So that's just a couple of examples of how the Most High put them in a situation, and they were delivered. I mean, I know most people don't want to be put into anything, but he's not going to be able to deliver us if we're not in any type of situation where we need to be saved. All right. And it says, Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. So Jacob is Israel as a whole. So that means everybody's going to go through some things, and everybody's going to see. If you're not going through anything, you may see some stuff that might mess with your mental. So it might kind of like tear you up a little bit. All right. And then I had another example that I wanted to read as well. If I can hear this. Hold on. I think it was the story of Susanna. If I can get that. History of Susanna, Salakia. All right, so the history of Susanna. All right, so I'm not gonna read this whole story, but basically, Susanna was a real righteous woman. She kept the laws and stuff for the Most High, but she was in a situation where it was two older guys and they had made a law on her, and He tried to say she was being adulterous, and they was about to kill her. And like she cried out to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, and he heard her, and he rose up Daniel, and the Lord put the spirit on Daniel to deliver Susanna out of this situation. And then this is the history of Susanna. The history of Susanna, I guess is the first chapter, but this is verse 60. It says, with that all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised Yahweh, who saveth them that trust in him. So it says saveth them that trust in him. So if you put your trust in the Most High, like I said, there is nowhere written where somebody wasn't in the faith and they trusted in him and he didn't save them. But at the same time, he in this time of Jacob's trouble, everybody will be in some kind of situation. But in order for him to deliver us, we gotta be in a we gotta be put through that fire. So hopefully that was edifying to you guys. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem Kakadash Shalom.